Yeah, once a cat gets circumcised, or fixed anyway, it just retreats into their little tiny pouch.
Hell yeah.
Save that.
Welcome.
Save that for the podcast. Oh, you're recording.
Oh yeah. You can just listen. What Callie doesn't understand is you can just start talking at any time, and then it can become a podcast.
Wow.
You don't have to have an intro or anything.
Good to know. Good to know.
I don't know what this would be or if I'm even going to publish it, but
with a start like that, how couldn't you?
Yeah, cats.
Legs are going ham on the back of the chair.
Okay, at least it's on the chair and not the fucking amp. Because if the amp is getting scratched up, then Callie's gonna flip shit.
She was born to shred. You gotta let her shred.
Actually, I don't need to research anything. This isn't a real show, so I don't need to research anything. So I can actually be in front of the microphone and have my voice be heard.
True.
It's great.
I'm pretending like there's not even a podcast happening.
Yeah, I mean that's the way.
I don't know how
you
structure your stuff.
Yeah. And you can also cut when there's dead air.
Oh yeah.
You don't understand that. You don't need to get a perfect take. I cut shit all the time. I have a stutter. It sounds like shit on the first take and the fifth take, so I just cut them all together until I get one smooth sentence.
Hell yeah. That's the power of editing.
Yeah. It's great. And you know what? This microphone's good too. It's like legitimately a good microphone. Yeah, see that comes up. That comes up on the recording afterwards. So,
cool.
That's great.
I just wanted to see what the waveform would look like.
Oh. So I don't know if this is gonna be part of the On to the Next Thing podcast network, but but if it is, that would be pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I guess it depends on what we get into.
Yeah. Well, I figured out how to bleep things. I figured out how I can cover things up. So if I need to bleep anything, like at one time, Callie basically doxed me, doxed my hometown on the other podcast.
That's fun.
And I was able to bleep it.
So like, you don't want people knowing you live in.
Jesus fuck.
You can bleep that.
Power of editing. Yeah.
You can cut that out.
Codes.
Phone number.
Second floor, at the window, right now. Come at me.
Oh yeah.
This is live. Audacity has a new live streaming feature.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's right. This is streaming directly to Facebook to all of my most insane people I follow.
All your moms.
Yeah.
All your friends' moms that you've gotten to follow your Facebook.
Post my mom's address too. I don't give a fuck.
I don't think would like that.
This isn't the main podcast. This is something different.
This is the Patreon exclusive.
This is the
raw, unedited, uncut.
This is some secret shit.
Paywall.
I was trying to think of it if I could just do a podcast every time I'm hungover. What would it be called?
Morning after Bill, and call yourself Bill. Get it complete.
See,
morning after pill, but you're called Bill.
Oh yeah, if my name.
You'll be
is
the
Bill,
morning after Bill.
Yeah, right.
If your name was Bill,
yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
That would be nice. I'd like to. No, I wouldn't. Who the fuck wants to be named Bill?
Kill Bill the rapper.
No
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Barr, former Attorney General.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr.
Bill.
Okay. All right, whatever. I get it. So it's a good name.
Bill
it's just
William.
William. It's a good name. It's William. Billiam.
Oh.
Yeah, what would it be called? The post game. See, the problem is the post game. There's definitely a million podcasts called the post game.
There's like 500 sports game. Podcasts.
Honestly, the hardest part of trying to figure out the podcast I do with Callie is like you spent like months figuring out a name because I would just Lexi, shut up. Lexi, come here. You want to talk? Good. Talking to them. Come here.
Let Lexi.
Oh my god. Never mind.
Lexi did not want to yell.
Run away. That's fine.
The energy wasn't there for her.
She'll just scream at us from a distance. Oh man. Yeah, those names take forever because I was trying to filter out everything that's on. I was search through Spotify and like Apple Podcasts, and tried to filter out names that were already taken.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a list somewhere that has like 150 podcast names on it.
What did you come up with for a name?
Well, the main podcast that I already said is On to the Next Thing.
On to the next thing.
Yeah, which is something, it doesn't roll off the tongue super well. It sort of works.
It's a saying.
Da 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 da. It's like marching cadence. On to the next thing.
Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Or OTNT, because I consider onto to be one word, even though
OTNT.
it's not.
OTNT has a ring to it.
Yeah, I've been trying to, yeah, and that's why, I mean, let me pull up my file here. I set up not this document, it's my regular documents.
You can also just call yourself Next Thing.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
Next Thing has
not that
another
one.
ring to it.
Not that one that has a marsh in it. Oh, that. There. Utilizing the burr.
That's pretty rad.
The burr is something I stole off of Reddit because I saw someone, they were talking about it was right before all the stock markets crashed, and they were talking about like how the markets are just really chaotic and not very good.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said something like, "Oh, this is where like the burr, instead of a bear market or a bull market, it's both.
It's the burr market.
It's the burr."
Nice.
Yeah. They said some freaking verbose financial term, and like, this is where this comes in, and then posted this picture, and then someone commented, the burr, and now it's the burr.
Lovely.
But they're dead to me. They're anonymous people. They don't matter. So now it's my thing. I made it up. I made this.
Nice.
I made the burr.
If you claim credit, it's yours. That's
right.
how the internet works.
But this isn't that podcast. This is something different, because if I ruin the structure and cadence of the other podcast, then it's over. It could be incorporated.
This is the next two on.
It's like it's a sister podcast.
Sister podcast. The next two on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next. After the next thing.
After the next thing podcast.
Which is fucking a hangover.
Yeah. Yeah.
Loud ass.
Oh,
Yeah, now that Callie's not here, now Lexi is Lexi feels like she has free reign to just meow into the microphone.
And she does.
Mm-hmm. So who are you? What do you do?
That's a loaded question.
This is practice for the interview portion of the other podcast, but I'm just gonna do it on this. So.
Okay. Well.
Who are you and what do you do? Those are kind of the only questions, and then the guest is allowed to elaborate.
Well, I'm John Mayer. I'm a local songwriter, musician. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that song I think is called "Waiting."
Waiting on the world. That's not John
Is it
Mayer.
the whole thing? Yeah, it is. Waiting on the world to change. That's like his
Yeah,
first. That was like
waiting.
his first. My mom
Waiting
hates
on
that
the
song.
world I think everyone hates that song at this point. It's been overused to the point of hatred.
Yeah.
Like many John Mayer songs.
I remember my mom telling me that she hated it because it's like, no, like it's a song about like, oh, people just waiting for the world to change around them. But no, in the 60s and 70s, we were protesting. We were trying to actually do stuff to change the world. So it's disrespectful that he's saying that we're waiting on him. And I'm like, Mom, I think this song is from 1999. So it's not about the hippie protests that you didn't even take part in.
During a real cultural...
Because you were in college. Oh, actually, no, because you were 7. So...
the early 2000s.
My mom's age. I doxed my mom's age. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Cindy's gonna kick
She's
your
somewhere
ass.
in between age. Oh my god, the cat just ripped a fucking decal off the... Or was that one of her claw things?
I don't know.
That could have been one of her claws, because I don't think she... Holy shit.
You okay, Lexi?
Lexi, calm down. You left a piece of claw in the speaker.
Maybe, hopefully she knows not to do that anymore.
Yeah, I think she likes it.
Just
I think,
launch the claw at you.
Yeah, it's like because cat claws. Hey, here's a fun fact that's not going to be. It's going to be on this podcast, not on OTNT. It's cat claws have layers, and so when they scratch stuff, it can come off as like a sheath layer, and yeah, and sometimes it can be left in stuff, and then you'll find this weird little like ghost of a claw in your clothes or in apparently a keyboard speaker.
Yeah, dog's claws just kind of file away, and if they break, they bleed everywhere.
That's not.
You'll find a claw in the
unpleasant.
carpet, and you'll know Kaya got stuck with her long ass claws. She'll leave blood everywhere. It's a nightmare.
Lovely. Remember when your dog punched me in the dick?
On which occasion?
Yeah, I think there was a recent one too. It's always when you least expect it. That's what happens with a dog is called a boxer, so it's like they punch. They got the arms for it.
She's a real dick puncher.
Yeah.
She gets just up to waist height and can perfectly punch.
I know. It's always like from a vantage point on like a couch or something, and then it's just like, oh hey.
Yeah. She's also pretty poorly behaved.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just kind of allowed to do whatever she wants. And she gets yelled at, but she's like, I don't fucking care. You're not stopping me, so I'm going to do it anyway.
She's like a cat, but with more energy, and is like 50 pounds.
And doesn't know her own strength.
Yeah.
And also dominates anything in sight if she's not dominated first.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of effort to actually get her to stop that, and I always feel bad doing it in public.
Yeah.
Because the only way to make her stop is like very subtle leash movements while we're walking, but if it's like anything else, you gotta be real forceful with her to make her stop doing anything. She's a pain in the ass.
Can't relate. I just have cats, and they just do whatever they want anyway. Unless the thing is, but I can just like, yeah, you can't really. It's hard to discipline a cat. You just gotta like spray them with water and shit, and do things that they don't like.
Yeah.
And sometimes they learn, and sometimes they don't. The problem is Lexi, I think, is learning that she's tougher than anything that we're willing to do to her to make her stop breaking stuff. And so she doesn't care about being like picked up. She'll just go back and start clawing shit. But
yeah,
and she's loud as fuck. But you actually, you can't do anything about them being loud as fuck. Because whenever I yell like "shut up," the cat thinks you're talking to them, so they talk back. Like Lexi will just talk right back. Hey Lexi. Hey Lexi. Well, Lexi's now looking at me. Is she gonna talk? Yeah,
she
see?
goes.
There you go.
She likes when I'm at her.
Yeah.
That or she's about to
she's thinking
latch
about
onto my head.
She's literally thinking about jumping up onto that chair. She does it to me all the time. That's how I keep getting scratched up on this side, because she tries to like burrow in through the chair.
Alexi.
Oh yeah, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Ben. I guess I'm a student in environmental science, but it's, I don't know. I'm fighting losing all hope with all the jobs that I would have the opportunity to get once I get out of school diminishing rapidly, and then not being sure what to do. So I'm taking a little hiatus. I'm taking a little semester off. It's been rough out here. But, at the end of the day...
Fucking stupid animal. Not Ben.
It's okay. I know I don't have the chops to make it right now.
Fucking cat. That was... Oh my god, you see that spike? That really picked up on the microphone.
Oh, yeah, that's
a
powerful mic.
That wasn't the cat. That was I hit the wastebasket. I hit the wastebasket into the wall. That wasn't me hitting the cat into the wall. But yeah,
I'm a philosophy major at heart.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
But if I actually went to school with that, that'd be useless, and there'd be no point to it.
Yeah, but honestly, now it's kind of becoming that like going to school now has no point anyway, because they're.
Yeah.
Lexi!
You want in the closet? You want to go back to the closet?
Oh my god.
Well, she's like chasing a fly or something. I think Lexi sees demons. I'm not gonna lie. I think she sees ghosts.
Yeah. Almost definitely. Especially in that corner. You've seen the ghost of the greyhounds that died here. or the ancient family that lives in the walls as spirits.
Either or, honestly. There's something in that closet.
Oops, accidentally said the town where I am again. Okay.
You can bleep it.
I'll bleep it, but that means I have to find it somewhere in this track, and everything looks the same, except the part where I kicked a can into the wall and that spiked on the microphone.
You don't listen through the entirety of your podcasts?
No, I do, because I'm the host, the editor, producer, musician. I'm the everything. The buck stops with me and my powerful Dell laptop.
Hell yeah.
That I finally, the first time I actually purchased a new part for my laptop, or rather got my hard drive replaced. This is the first time I've actually just like tried to get a computer fixed, because this is the first computer that I bought with my own money, and that is also above like $1,000, and so so I've actually been trying to fix it, because my shitty laptops in the past cost like $300, and so it's like, oh, do I want to go through Dell's customer service to try and fix this $300 laptop, or do I just want to recycle it and get a new one? And usually the answer is recycling and get a new one, but I've hit that point in my life where now I actually want to repair things.
Yeah, I mean, recycle culture is so damaging to the environment, but everything that can be recycled is total garbage, intentionally. So it's very hard to break free of that system.
Yeah, you know.
And actually fix things yourself.
I remember when recycling was cool.
Yeah, but then people realized that recycling was just a big scam by Coke.
I know. It's just like, just fucking keep. Our bottles are fine. Keep getting plastic bottles.
No, it was more like, well, yes, we pump out all this plastic.
Just make
it's
sure,
actually your fault if you throw it away.
Make sure you put it in the right bin.
These massive landfills are your fault and not ours. It's on you, the consumer, to recycle our massive, massive tons of waste.
Yeah,
and then get it pumped back in. But the plastic we use is so garbage in one use, it can't actually be recycled and made into anything new.
Yeah, it's just really, it's just like, it's what, like max, it was like 20-25% like recyclable rate, because it's just so bad they can only,
it's so cheap.
They can only make, I think it's more like, you know, even the ones that do get recycled, they can only make like, you know, 25% of the original like mass.
They can only recover so much material from it.
And it's like, you know, and it's funny, if Coke actually really wanted a good recycling program, they could have just returned to fucking glass bottles, because glass you just break it back down to fucking silicon.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so stupid. Or cans. Hey, guys, cans.
Even cans aren't that bad. Aluminum is still a little better.
Yeah.
But you can't see through aluminum. The consumer's not gonna know what they're drinking.
I know. I gotta make sure that the Coke looks fucking right. I gotta make sure I'm not drinking green Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
It's all brown. I gotta see the brown.
I gotta see the brown murky shit.
Yeah, you just see the fucking brown chemicals that mix in shit.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if remember like Coke, like, oh no, that was like Pepsi Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi.
It's just like, just totally transparent. It just looks like oil or water or whatever.
Yep.
And it's like, I wonder if that's what it looks like without the coloring that they had.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, it's crystal.
It's just.
I wonder if that was an accident. Like, oh shit, they forgot to add the coloring to this batch. Oh, that looks pretty cool. It's like a crystal. Red. It is not like a crystal, but we can sell it as such. This will make us competitive with Coca-Cola.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just what, like water, CO2, and a shit ton of artificial sugar.
Yeah, and then whatever like secret ingredients that are in there.
You know, fucking
whatever. No, yeah. I mean, but like, what's the cola flavor? No one knows. No one really knows what it is.
It's just a chemical. It's chemical flavor.
Yeah, but it had to come from something.
Yeah, chemical.
No one knows what it is. It's just natural flavor.
It's all chemicals that just nobody's gonna guess at the exact chemical composition that they dump into their tubs.
Maybe this needs to be a mystery solving podcast.
Well, the mystery.
I'll write it down. Mystery number 1. What's the natural flavor in cola of various kinds? Because it's all got no. That's not what it
It's
is.
sugar water with CO2.
You asshole. You already list sugar in the ingredients, but what makes it taste like cola as opposed to just sugar water?
There's a chemical that literally tastes like root beer. There's a chemical that tastes like butter. That's what they put into buttered popcorn.
What roots are they trying to imitate? Root beer root? Sarsaparilla? It's not quite the same. It's not the same because that's root beer or birch beer. Okay? But it's not quite the same. So the people have to know. This is what America needs. This is what we need right now.
I think Coca-Cola has an entire division set to like assassinate anyone that finds out their secret ingredient.
Yeah, honestly.
I believe it. They keep it in a big vault.
I think it's actually the assassination teams are usually used whenever
corporate espionage.
Yeah, whenever countries in South America say, "Hey, we don't want to use child labor on these sugar plantations," and Coke goes, "What the fuck did you just say?"
You don't like us being in your country? You don't like the jobs we provide?
Make our fucking sugar, except now it's just like high fructose corn syrup, so now they don't even...
Yeah.
So that's why there aren't really any more Coca-Cola assassination squads down in like Colombia or whatever. It's because we just make the corn here, and then we just fucking turn that into sugar.
Do we though? I feel like nothing is actually made in America.
Except
things are assembled in America, but nothing's actually made in America.
That's one thing I realized. That's like
we do have a lot of corn.
That's the one thing we make our own. We don't import high fructose corn syrup. We in fact export it.
That's fair. We do make a lot of corn.
That's like the core. I think that I don't have any sources for this, but I have the feeling that corn is definitely like one of the core things of our agriculture economy, and it's like one thing that's never politicized. No one's ever stop making corn. It wastes too much water. It's like, nope, we need to make corn forever.
Yeah.
We need to keep putting, in fact, so we don't have to keep negotiating with sugar plantations in South America. We just need to make corn into sugar and then put that in all our sugar foods.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing, though, is that, like, we've bred corn to be massive, and it's lost all of its nutrients. It's not able to be broken down anymore.
You just shit it up. But that's why you just
press it. So it can only be used as, like, fillers.
That's why you just press it into sugar.
Feeds. Yeah, exactly. It's got sugar. That it has.
There's sugar and it's got
if you
fibers.
break it down to its chemical components, sure, you can eat corn.
It's got fiber and it's got fucking fructose, I guess.
It tastes good. It's just like,
Yeah.
Would you eat something that just always shows up in your poop? Just like normally? I don't know.
No, well, I don't.
You can't digest corn. Why do we eat corn?
The Aztecs used to eat corn and shit.
Yeah, but they ground it up into like meal, which is how you actually extract nutrients from corn.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
they made masa and stuff.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can still. They still make cornmeal.
But also, the corn back then, like the multi-grained corn, like the colorful corn, that still has all its nutrients in it. That's still nutrient rich.
Oh right, yeah. Oh, what we
they
used to
definitely
call...
use that.
Oh, I remember my dad
Wild
calling
corn.
that stuff Indian corn because anything that was not normally in supermarkets is just Indian food.
Yeah, aka the corn that was here before we came and genetically engineered monster corn.
Yeah.
Have no nutrients but looked big and yellow.
Fucking sweet
and plump.
Sweet.
Sweet corn's good though.
Yeah.
The little tiny like whiter kernels. That's still pretty good for you too.
That's good. I didn't know you had this much corn knowledge.
I guess I do. I didn't realize either.
I thought this was gonna be me riffing and then yelling at the cat. Oh my god! Fucking Lexi's trying to get dressed. Lexi's trying to. She tried to climb into a coat. She's gonna go to a movie theater, try to get into an R-rated movie.
Oh my god. I guess she misses Callie. She's scaling her coat.
I guess so. Lexi's confused as to why there's just two fucking dudes just talking a bunch. Lexi, calm down.
She just wants to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, if she wanted to, she could come over here and I could put her up to the microphone and she could go,
Come on, Skibbity Lex. Come on.
Don't call her Skibbity Lex.
I always call her Skibbity Lex. Fuzz is the Rizzler, Lex is Skibbity.
No, they're not.
Skibbity Lex and Rizzler Fuzz.
Oh my god, you just doxed Fuzz. They don't know Fuzz exists. Now they know he exists.
They should know Fuzz exists. He's just a shy superstar.
He's the best.
Fuzz is the best.
Oh, now I'm like way over caffeinated.
Yeah, me too.
Way over caffeinated. I'm thinking about corn. All right, no, we're not doing this.
Lexi. Yeah, get her ass.
Oh. Yeah, but yeah, school's fucking hard because now no one knows what's actually. It used to be like, okay, yeah, you want to be a philosophy major, you know you're not going to get a job doing that, at least not for a while. But now it's like, I don't know what major will actually get me a job. Will any major get you a job? I don't know. I'm not in college anymore.
When I think
God
of,
help
like,
the people who are.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, when I think of philosophy majors, there's like a Family Guy sketch that comes to mind, where it's like old-fashioned Peter, dressed in like Thoreau-style clothes and going. The viewers can't see that, but he's just like staring really angrily at the wall, and his wife comes in. Yeah. She's like, "Peter, you have to get a job. We're starving." And he's like, "Why?" I think of that a lot.
Yeah, that's honestly, and that's, to be fair, I don't know if I used to, one of my roommates used to be a philosophy, he was a philosophy minor. And so he was like math, computer science, and then philosophy, which kind of made him one of the most annoying people on planet Earth. But also he had some interesting things to talk about, but then would bring up like Socratic method or something like that. And then my brain would just turn off, and I'd be like, "Fucking don't ask me fucking questions. Yeah, don't ask me questions. I'm not asking you questions."
I feel like a lot of philosophy ponderers really get caught up in the how of thinking big, and I just get lost in that rather than thinking of the big questions themselves.
Yeah,
which is just like, which is philosophy at its core, but it's like, do I really need like an outline of how to think about these things? Like I'm thinking about them. My thoughts have gravity. Oh fuck!
It's fucking hurting yourself. Oh, why does my brain think so much?
My thoughts have density. My thoughts have density. Fuck!
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about any one thing too hard, it will hurt your brain.
I think, yeah, honestly, I think that
we need energy to think.
I think that unless you already have a job, I think that the highest level of education you should get in philosophy is a minor. You should get philosophy should not be your major. It should be something that you have so you can think more better and ponder shit.
Yeah, and
be
hopefully find some answers that make you feel better. About
and be the most interesting person at the lamest parties. You know.
Well, no, I think it's more just like everyone needs answers, and if you don't have religion to give like an easy answer, then it's like, oh well, philosophy. Let me think about these things and hopefully find an answer in the infinite shit that I could be thinking about to give me some solace in working a 9-to-5 job, being miserable, and just like recycling my body parts into the dogma of the universe. You know?
Yeah. That's
anything to make you sleep at night.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to make my brain a little better. Oh wait. Remember Velociraptor?
Velociraptor? I don't recall.
You don't remember it? That's like a really old. Fuck me, dude. My brain is broken. No one knows quite how bad my brain is broken, because no one realized that I was into memes like at age like 11. So that's time to dox my age, about 2011. And so I was getting shit like Velociraptor and like fucking.
Your parents gave you Velociraptor. My parents gave me a swing.
Yeah, no, listen, no, I played outside and shit, but I just learned, like, as soon as I got an iPod Touch when I was 11, and that finally opened me up to the internet, and then it was like, so I went from no internet at all, and like not understanding or trusting computers, to like, oh, I'm gonna spend all of my indoor free time here. And
jacking off.
Yes.
I was what, like 13, 14 when I got an iPod Touch, and I instantly found porn. it was all downhill from there. I feel like
just burning out my iPod, burning the metal into the palm of my hand because I didn't have a case for it. Oh, actually, yeah, for a brief time when I had that iPod Touch, I was like the coolest kid for like 2 days, because I was like, it was like even like a lot of the rich kids in my town, like their parents didn't give them like anything cool. Like they didn't have no one had an iPhone, but someone had, yeah, sure, but
Yes, we grew up together in the same town for context, and yeah, everyone was just rich, had things, did things, were really prep.
No, but it was great though, because for a while I think I was like one of the only people my age who had an iPod Touch, and I like showed it off, and it was like me. It was me going band for band with this much richer kid. He was like, "No, I have an iPod Touch," and I was like, "I have a newer iPod Touch," and he was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Look at me, I'm playing Doodle Jump."
Whoa, Doodle Jump was revolutionary for its time.
Oh man, what a great game! And then like they made all these fun little games, and then like 2013 came around, and mobile games just were never fun ever again.
Yeah,
and it just became like pay for shit.
Yeah, then you got Pokemon Pocket,
Boom Beach.
Yeah,
I guess Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans and Boom Beach.
Massive.
Those were like the last gasp of things.
Yeah.
Being fun on mobile games, and then I don't know. I guess some people still play it, but I think it's mostly just like old people poker gambling apps.
Yeah, like I don't think I've had a single game app on my phone besides
like, hey,
Teamfight Tactics and Pokemon Go. But even that got sold to Saudi Arabia, and Riot sucks. So those are those are on their last gasp as well.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. It's just like, yeah, it's all like fucking gambling shit, like ooh, poker. Yeah, King's Poker, or like, hey, are you a fucking idiot?
This game make where you money on solitaire.
This game where you line up colored blocks together. This will make you smarter.
You want to make money playing solitaire? Like, I can't imagine a world in which anyone would pay me money to play solitaire.
Yeah, that's one of those.
And have it not be a fucking scam.
Any one of those fucking 1,000-year-old card games, they always have to be free. If you're paying for solitaire,
I've been playing
you might
solitaire.
as well just fucking die. I know how to play solitaire on real cards.
I've been playing solitaire since I was 10 years old on my kitchen table.
Yeah.
From the minute my dad taught me how to play solitaire.
It's a fucking nothing game. It's a nothing
game. It's not fun. It's something to pass the time when you're chilling in the army barracks waiting to go back out to war.
Yeah.
Because all you have is a deck of cards. And that's it.
So now all my fucking now my solitaire app is owned by Saudi Arabia. So now I'm going to war for Saudi Arabia, playing solitaire by Saudi Arabia.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Riyadh, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I'm real sad Pokemon Go got sold to Saudi Arabia.
I didn't even know that. Mostly because I haven't played Pokemon Go since I was 16.
Yeah, I mean, I played
No offense.
No, none taken. I played for 3 years since 2016, and then stopped for a long time, and then realized I don't actually need to be embarrassed about these things. I can kind of just do them, and nobody gives a fuck. So I re-downloaded it. It made me walk a ton, but now it's getting sold to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah, nothing. I remember as far back as probably when I was even younger than that, I would play this game Bejeweled. And
oh yeah,
Bejeweled,
I loved Bejeweled.
Bejeweled 2 was around in 2008, and then I would and then later on when it's all these iOS games came out, and it would be Brick Breaker, and it's Brick Breaker is this is like Bejeweled, but it's just bricks, and it's just like Pong, and it's but then there's actual just Bejeweled clones forever,
mm-hmm.
Think of any of those games
it's like
that
a
one
clone
Save
of
the
clone.
King.
We're in the clone of a clone trickle down to where everything on the App Store is just
we're on the 15th
garbage.
We're on the 15th generation of Bejeweled 2 clones, and it's a game that literally, it drives me nuts because it's a game that I've literally played since I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just how do people still like this? I played this before I knew but I played this on my dad's work computer because it was fucking free.
And you didn't get it was long before ads really established themselves in the app market too, so you can just play it.
Yeah. I was playing Bejeweled with a fucking mouse.
I was playing I Spy clones on my old Mac, or not Mac, but just imagine the biggest, beefiest desktop computer. That was my first ever game, just playing I Spy, not a care in the world, off of one of those little discs.
Yeah, I remember getting frustrated because I couldn't find shit, and then I'd turn the game off. But then that's what happens when you make games hard enough. Kids get frustrated, and then they go outside and do something else.
I didn't
now
get
it's like
frustrated. I fucking loved that shit, and I transitioned it over into playing outside, and I would just look for cool rocks.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I spy with my little eye a little fella, a little rock hiding amongst the grass.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, games are now, they're not meant to be hard or provide a challenge. They're meant for you to just keep playing them forever.
Yeah.
At least those stupid like mobile games.
Yeah.
That no one should be playing.
Nobody plays them except for old people.
Yeah.
Who don't understand how who don't have the brain capacity left anymore to learn computer games the same way we have, like Steam games and stuff. And,
yeah.
Like, you show an old man Fortnite, he's gonna have a heart attack.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a fucking aneurysm. He's not gonna understand what he's looking at. It's moving on its own! No, Grandpa, you're moving the controller and it's moving. Ah! Just throws his shit at the TV.
Yeah, just like, it's kind of, because, I don't know, some old people get games.
Some do, if they still have all their faculties and they
it's just wild when it's like, it's just wild when there's like a disconnect.
Look at that mic peak.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was the old man.
That was the old man scream.
Yeah, that really picks up. Yeah, all that's gonna get compressed, and that's gonna get de-amplified. The amplitude is gonna go way down on that in post-production. But
oh yeah, you can just cut around that.
Yeah. You know, there's like, I don't know. There's some old people who get, but then there's like, and then I don't know if this is just an old people in America thing, but it's like not understanding that it's like, oh, you're pushing this control and that moves the character forward.
Yeah.
And like people like not even understanding that, and it's like, okay, like
some people get it. This is
I don't know. I've seen there was like I don't know.
Yeah, it's like my dad never learned how a computer worked past sending emails and doing like document stuff. If I tried to get him to play video games, he would just give up immediately.
Yeah.
Like, you either understand the concept of you move controller, thing move on screen.
My dad
he wouldn't get that.
My dad is somehow in that strange pocket where he only does gambling in the real world. Otherwise, I think he would be a gambling game.
Oh, yeah, never introduce your dad.
Oh, I remember he did play. He was
poker.
playing like blackjack and poker like online for a little while, but I think he stopped doing that.
That's good.
And it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the real world. My dad,
because you can still trick people at a traditional blackjack table, but if you're doing it on the computer, you're losing all your money because you're getting tricked, you're getting scammed.
Yeah.
It's way too easy to separate people from their money on the internet, and I swear society just has not caught up with that at large. Like, I wouldn't fucking pay any money into an online app. If you do that, it's just gone.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time with I'd buy diamonds, I'd buy shit, I'd buy RuneScape currency, but then you pay real money into that and then it's gone.
Yeah, the thing is, I think of like stuff that gets advertised on like DraftKings.
Fucking DraftKings.
It's like
have you seen Jackpocket?
No, that sounds like something you get busted for on the subway and then go to jail. No,
it's under the same company as DraftKings. But you do online scratch tickets.
No.
And it's from the same company as DraftKings.
What the fuck?
I swear to God, like, they have so many commercials on, like, Hulu and shit, and then I looked it up, like, who owns Jackpocket? It's fucking DraftKings.
Jesus. We're gonna become like Australia, except with worse education.
I swear to God, Massachusetts just let DraftKings do whatever the fuck they want, and now they're coupled with, like, the Massachusetts lottery system. I don't fucking know. I don't get it.
Please just let me keep my money.
DraftKings! Jackpocket.
Bet now if you win, we'll give you more money.
Literally, the commercial is just people standing with.
But you can't withdraw any of the money that we gave you. You can only use the money we gave you for more gambling.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you get $500 in online currency. It's like, okay, can I have that money? No.
No.
You need to feed it back into the system, and the 1% of people who keep going past the point where that money runs out, that's how we make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So we know education sucks.
Education sucks and it's getting worse.
The online games suck.
Yeah. All of America is just a big scam.
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point.
We're in the scam era where it's just like buy shitcoin.
Cosentix. Shitcoin. Jackpocket.
Ozempic. Fucking. Just get fucking skinny now and do gambling.
Oh my god.
Stay in the stock market. Keep investing in the stock market. Keep investing in the stock market.
No. I'm in my full I don't know. I'm borderline going into my rebellion era because like I would have gone into it years ago, but my parents beat that out of me with verbal abuse.
Oh, yeah.
And they did not physically allow me to have my rebellious era to its full effect. So I'm just getting amped up. I'm gonna go full rebellion. Just fucking eventually.
Act's getting bleeped.
No Fed posting.
Except I'm gonna
No Fed posting, but there is 30
No. You're a fucking environmental philosophy major. You can't make a pipe bomb.
Sure I can. I could if I wanted to.
No.
I mean,
You pick it immediately. You don't even have a credit card. You're trying to buy fucking parts with cash. Which I guess is technically the best way to do it, but
you just find stuff. I've
fuck off. No.
A little too much extra spin there. Well, no, I mean, I've trained my brain to scan the horizon for raw materials. I could just make a pipe bomb out of stuff I find.
That doesn't sound
easy.
like scan the horizon for raw materials. What fucking
You just need some PVC pipe, 2 caps, you need some accelerant, you need a large amount of accelerant. And I think that's how you make a
Yeah, I guess so. You just need to...
And you just need a fuse. It's all about pressure, it's all about gas not being able to be contained in the small pipe. You light it on fire, it explodes. It's not a mass damage kind of thing. It's a very localized thing.
This is a worthless stretch of recording because it's all gonna get cut.
You don't want me talking about how to make a
No, I want
if you don't want to cause casualties, but you want to like make a statement.
Hey, are you looking forward to anything in 2025?
No.
Fuck. I'm looking forward to the 3rd Mario movie. I'm looking for...
That's not how my brain works.
I'm looking forward to Season 4 of Invincible. I am kind of looking forward to Season 4 of Invincible, but that's probably not going to come out for another year at least.
I've already read through the entire Invincible comic line, so I'm good on that. You should definitely read it if you get a chance.
I'm not going to. Cause
you should.
It's fucking weird shit.
It's free online.
See, that's the one thing, you know, you can talk all the shit you want about Amazon adaptations of comic books. The TV studios, what they do is that even if the adaptation is bad, whether it's good or bad, they tend to cut all of the really weird shit out. And that's the type of shit that drives me away from comics, because I know there's all of a sudden going to be shit where it's just like, oh yeah, actually I'm really into this 13-year-old who's like this, and it's like it's portrayed as bad, but that character still gets to stick around for a long time for some reason. And that's what I've run into every time I like read a manga or read a
that's a whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's like I read like fucking I remember when I was a kid I liked Teen Titans Go, like the TV show, and so my dad not understanding the difference got me like a modern Teen Titans comic. And it's like there's like fucking tits and fucking in that.
Yeah, no, modern day Teen Titans.
And it's just like all like horny shit. And I'm like, when are you gonna punch bad guys? And it's like, why are all these tits here? I'm too young to understand tits.
Corporate comic is like you have the corporate comic books, and then you have a whole other breed of comic books. It's like fuck corporate comic books. Let's make something where Robin says fuck.
And fuck Batman.
I fucking hate Batman. You're not my real dad. Fuck you.
I think that didn't they make a show like that, and then that was in the trailer, and then did that show even happen?
It didn't happen.
Yeah, okay. It was like,
it either immediately got canned or nobody gave it any attention, so it faded away.
Oh man,
I know I didn't watch it.
I don't know. There's something. At least you know that DC isn't gonna make any more movies.
No, they will. They will.
They're gonna try, but they keep losing like hundreds of millions of dollars. It's got to stop somewhere. They haven't had one. They had 2 films that actually made a profit like 4 years ago. Like the last one was like Wonder Woman.
I didn't even watch Wonder Woman. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then
I'm the biggest feminist out here, but if it's corporate feminism,
yeah, okay.
I'm not subscribed to it.
Yeah, and if it's Gal Gadot, I'm not gonna subscribe to
fuck
it.
That. It's like corporate queerness. It's like I'm not gonna subscribe to that because you're putting it out for the sake of making money. You don't actually believe in these things.
This podcast only believes in real life IRL queerness. IRL, everything else fake.
Hell yeah.
I tried to make something sound like real steel, but like real queer. That's so difficult to say.
Real queer.
Real queer.
You should call your podcast Real Queer.
No. I don't know if that works. I'm considering a max of.
You should call
maximum.
You should call our sub podcast Real Queer.
A maximum of 50% of the podcast is queer.
A query with a query. A shrimple query.
I bet you make that. No, we're not doing that.
I'm not gonna make that. I'm not confident enough in my exact queer identity to have any stake in that.
No. So anyway,
be subject to that. All I know is I'm amorphous right now.
Yeah. So put on.
It's about the extent of my queerness right now. I don't know. I'm in a state of not knowing and also not caring. So that puts me in an amorphous blob category of being queer and also rebellious. So that also plays a role in it.
No. It's nice as you're rebellious, Sarah. You're a citizen, so you can't get deported yet.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that fucking
It's
wild?
just a really fucked up time to come into that. To come into myself like that, because like I could have done it 5 years ago. I was just verbally abused out of it, so I didn't have it when I should have. And now I'm 24 years old and I'm fucking left like, oh, I wasted 5 years not being rebellious and stuffing it down to live with my parents.
Yeah.
that was hindsight 2020.
That's why you gotta make.
Should have just dyed my hair, painted my nails, and done that shit anyway.
Yeah. The problem is you need to make money, so you even living in a van, you need to make money so you can repair the van.
Yeah, podcasting.
Yeah.
What's that like movie review podcast / YouTube thing? Fucking I know you've seen it.
Million.
Pretty much it.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. No.
Yeah, he lives in his van, and that's how he affords to like do that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's pretty enviable, honestly, because like I would have done that years ago. It's just the fact of money boggles my mind, and it's like, okay, well, I could do that, but how would I make money?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I could do it very comfortably, jet around state to state, do whatever work I could, but it's like I feel like I missed my shot at that. I've also just been verbally abused into doing the shit that I don't want to do anyway. So.
See, that's why what you got to do is you have to build an entire environmental science career and then have the money to buy the props that you need for a podcast 5 years after the market became oversaturated, and then you make the podcast and set it up under veneer of it being a unique topic about how to live as a young professional at age in your early 20s, but then actually just make a bullshit podcast where you put a bear with bull horns on the thumbnail and you call it on to the next thing, and then you use that to make a different podcast that has nothing to do with the career podcast. And then you just talk about fucking corn and Saudi Arabia and apps and gambling and and how there's no prospects in this godforsaken country anymore.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know. I feel like the way I was raised is just like so different from the way I actually want to live that I've just been struggling with that for so long that I haven't made any moves in any direction that I could have.
That's right, actually.
That's currently my state on being a early 20s entrepreneur. I failed.
Okay.
Because I never tried.
That's right. So that's the lesson. You know what? That's the lesson you take away from this podcast.
That's
Try something.
Be rebellious in your teens. That's the spot for it. Yeah. And don't listen to your parents because they don't know shit.
Except about finance.
Except about being a real person. But you only get to be a real person by rebelling and realizing in your own time that there's a spot and a place for that, and it's not your entire life. So if you do listen to them and get beaten down to the point where you lose all self-respect and realize, oh, well, maybe they know what they're talking about rather than what I'm feeling, you lose all sight of what you want to do in the world because you never explored it and you never explored yourself appropriately. And now you're in your 20s and you're expected to go out and just do this stuff, but you've never actually learned anything about yourself and your position in the world. So you're lost.
Yeah. And
if you're in that spot, I have no advice for you. I'm right there with you. Power to the people. Burn Amazon trucks.
This is why this is not the advice podcast. This is something different.
This is something else entirely.
Ooh, I could go really cliched and call this podcast something completely different.
Something completely different is the title.
Oh, something completely SCD. It's not that great. Also, it's
SCDC.
I'm sure that'll get a nice older audience who loves Monty Python.
Something completely different, cunt.
That'll get
SCDC.
That'll get.
I'm sure ACDC wouldn't get mad at you.
It'll get the John Cleese comedy audience.
Yeah, but you just do it in like the really vague metal font, so nobody can actually tell what the letters mean. It's something different every single time.
That's right. Yes.
I fuck with that.
Yes. I don't know. I recommend if you're in a situation like Ben, you gotta pick some sort of path to at least pretend that you're doing. Yeah, you gotta at least pretend. And this is what I've told to a lot of people who are like unemployed. Just pretend that you're picking a path so you can make money doing that. And
I literally am.
Yeah, I know. Okay, good. That's the last place they're gonna discipline you for smoking weed. It's the fucking tree guys.
Yeah, but still
Yeah, I know.
They'll give a slap on the wrist, and it's not the kind of environment where that's like gonna be happening anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like I've smoked weed for the last 8 years. It's like it's kind of a part of me at this point just like being deep set something that I really enjoy doing. And to stop doing anything you really enjoy doing, you kind of got to phase it out gradually. Stopping cold turkey has never worked for me. In the 8 years that I've been hounded by my parents to not do it, that just made me more rebellious and like, well, you tell me not to do this. Why? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a single solitary shit what I do? I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dead in 50 years.
And that's why you don't become a philosophy major, people.
No, it's just, I don't know anything. I haven't gained anything in my pursuit of philosophy and like reading a bunch of old tomes in my room on the internet. A bunch of old internet tomes and forums. I've learned nothing in my quest for that in the last 5 years except for I know nothing and nothing matters, so why care? That's what I've landed on. And I'm 24 and I wasted 5 years doing that. Rather than minoring in philosophy and getting it spoon-fed to me. Yeah, I haven't traveled the world. I've been too scared to go out and just fuck off for a while. So it's just like I've been sitting in my room compiling knowledge.
Because you're
for
broke.
What? I'm
broke.
It hasn't made me want to
travel.
It hasn't made me want to work. It hasn't made me want to be a productive member of society. This
is now the argument podcast.
It's done the opposite of that. It's made me want to do that shit even less.
You don't need to want to work. You just fucking do the damn work.
Well, you gotta work for a purpose. I'm not working for a purpose, you know?
Yeah, no, the purpose
You work for a family. You work to have a stable situation. I don't fucking care about that stuff right now.
Well, you care about food. Just fucking work for food.
I can find food.
No, you can't. We're not. You have all this corn knowledge.
Either way.
We're not in a region that grows corn.
Fuck. I can't just disappear into a cornfield. Is that what you're telling me? Pick corn off the vine. Live off the land.
I'll say that reminds me of I was doing research with like urban planning for a little while. And one thing that ended up getting a weird long discussion about with one of like the sponsors of our research. It's just like this guy who's really into urban forestry. He was talking about like, yeah, no, I survived in the University of Ontario for a while. I've just like picked fruit off the trees. He was talking about like the
Ontario. Sorry, continue.
What is that fucking?
You said Ontario. I had to comment.
What, Ontario?
Ontario.
Whatever. Eat shit. No one cares. Okay.
Not even people from Ontario care.
I'm the host. I'm the god of this podcast. I can pronounce Ontario.
You're peons.
Anyway, this guy
rebelling against
this professor who's been like a tenured professor for like 25 years. He claimed that he survived off of eating fruit and nuts off of street trees in Ontario for like a whole winter.
That's commendable.
Yeah, and so that is an option, but also he was doing fucking research and going to school at the time. So while you're...
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I've been going to school the last 2 years. I've picked the long haul route where it's like, okay, well, guided by my parents' finances... They've deeply implored me to do this. It's like, okay, well, it's been 2 years. There's been no immediate results. And you're mad at me that there's no immediate results. What am I supposed to do? I'm just chilling. I'm hanging out. I'm doing this stuff. You know? If I almost fail every semester, I'm still, like, passing. It's just emphasis on the almost. Right?
What?
I don't know. I lost the point. On to the next thing.
Yeah, we need to... You can't say that. I didn't say that. I'm the host.
I wanted to say it.
No, you're not fucking allowed to. Okay? This shit's running too long. Any closing thoughts?
I thought we would just go for like 3 hours and then cut out the good stuff and then peter it down.
Yeah, we could keep going. I could probably cut this into like 3 episodes.
Absolutely.
Also depends on what's going on over here.
Yeah, where's Callie? When's she coming back?
Is Ben still there? Oh. Is Ben still in the studio?
We should book this place for 4th too because it's by a lake and we can do fireworks.
We're recording, lol. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you do need to be on the main podcast so Callie and I can play good cop, bad cop with your career choices. But I think the audience
I've never
should
made a
take
good career choice. I've worked nursing. I've worked construction. I've worked environmental side of construction. I've worked fucking countless medial jobs that mean nothing and will do nothing in the greater scheme of the world.
Asterisks, except make money, but
except make money. This is like, what are we doing? We're here. We're making money. We're playing fucking Jackpocket. For what? For what? Who cares?
I got a misdemeanor playing Jackpocket in the subway, and all I got was this fucking T-shirt. Don't put... All right, I think if anything you want to take away from this segment is don't gamble.
Don't gamble. Subscribe to the rat race in your 20s, but have the rebellion really early so you burn it out of yourself and don't just slowly burn it out over time. Because then you'll reach a point in your 20s where you're still thinking that and getting nothing done.
Okay, you know what actually really scares me? That I've seen it in people on social media, but I also see it. You see it especially in older people, where it's just like you get the understanding that they just went into their job, and then they just decided that their life was just, I'm gonna do my job, and then I go to this bar a couple times a week. And then I go home and I watch TV. Existence. But it's like I don't understand how people do that. It might just be because I have a manic fucking brain and need to make podcasts that no one's ever going to listen to. But
I'll listen to it.
Yeah, okay.
Even though I hate the sound of my own voice, I won't be listening to this one.
I hate the sound of my voice. I have like a twang shit going on. I have a stutter that I have to edit around every single episode. You know how long it takes to edit these shit when you have a stutter? I'm just editing out every and then I do this lip smacking thing too, which I've definitely been doing this whole time. No, it's like this. It's because my mouth is dry from talking. Okay. I do that. See? It makes these weird little... Stop! It makes these weird little spikes on the... It pisses me off, so I have to cut out every single one of those.
Oh,
and
there's a lot of them there.
Yeah, just... Yeah, it's a lot of those, and it creates a little mic spike. And I was
Well,
probably
you
doing
just
this
need a
whole
little
time
bottle
because
of
I'm
water.
drinking coffee the whole time. So
And we've also been talking for an hour without water.
Yeah. But no, the idea of just of like not having anything else, which is I feel like is kind of what you were getting at, not having anything else going on but like your job and stuff.
It's sad.
It's like, yeah, it's like terrible. And it's like I understand. It's like, okay, well, I had a family early, and then my family takes up a lot of my time to do other things. But I know people with families who still like do other shit and don't just like.
Sure, they go on vacations. They get dogs. They beat their kids.
Yeah.
For fun. They gamble.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know.
It's just
like
a sad fucking cycle.
But even when it's like,
life.
I mean, like, and sure, it's probably like when I, if I meet someone on the job and it's like, oh, it seems like all that they do is just go to work and then like go home.
But they're happy.
But I mean, yeah.
But they're happy.
And that's
the
crazy.
Thing.
And that's
I don't
crazy.
understand it.
Or it's like, I don't know.
People doing like the most menial things day after day, making money, spending money, just so they can like hold on to possessions and a house and like a wife, some kids. It's like I don't get how that's like fulfilling.
I don't know. I just get, you can call me a educated coastal elite, but I don't understand why people just end up like I get the feeling that a lot of people just end up like not really wanting to learn anything else after they kind of hit their stride in their career, and then it's like, all right, I'm not gonna learn anything. I'm not gonna like read new stuff other than like I guess maybe some people read the news or whatever, but like I know for a fact with how successful reality TV is, I know for a fact there's people, they just go, they do their job, and then they just like watch nothing TV. Or it's just people arguing. Have you watched any reality TV recently?
I feel like the last time I watched reality TV was when Callie had Southern Comforts on.
Yes. Is Southern Southern. Southern Charm.
There's
Southern Charm. There's Southern Hospitality, which I like Southern Hospitality better because it's about actual young people instead of like fucking rich, like
45-year-olds.
Yeah, rich single 40-year-olds in South Carolina who are still like 70-year-old parents are still telling them like, we really would like you to settle down. Otherwise, you're never going to inherit the company. It's like, oh my fucking god. Yeah, Southern Hospitality, at least it's the people are young, they're in a career, even though the career is just running a fucking hotel and bar. But it's like, it's something. It's like they're doing something. They're not just like, they're not just trying to resolve their, like most of reality TV is just people using
making up conflict.
Making up
resolving the conflict
using like internet level psychology tactics. It's just like, I feel like you're not discussing you're not communicating your feelings.
It's so hard for me to communicate.
And it's like, oh, communicating my feelings. I never thought about that over the past 8 seasons of this show.
Well, that does bring up a good point. How does one communicate their feelings in an effective way without feeling ostracized for them?
No, it doesn't. You have to not care about feeling ostracized about your feelings, but you have to be able to...
What if you desperately want people to like you?
That's an issue. That's an issue in itself, desperately wanting to like...
And that's why we go to therapy.
Yeah. That's why... Yeah. Once again, we don't need to necessarily
It's just so hard for me to relate to new people,
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, wanting to be liked is, luckily I usually haven't had that problem. Sometimes I used to get into my own and be like, oh, people don't like me, but like
that's how I think all the time.
Yeah, but
except
it's
for
like,
when I don't, and then I'm fine.
You have to learn to like not care about that in certain situations. Like I need everyone to just kind of think I'm like okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Like
well, that's the thing. I
think
when
it gets to the point where you're lying and shit and like making conflicts and like not actually expressing what you want in order to like just be like likable. That's how you get to be on Southern Charm. That's how you get to be Shep on Southern Charm, who just wants 23-year-olds to like him. Ugh. And then and then almost drinks himself to death in season 3, by the way. And now they're on season 9, and so now he's like he's like semi-sober because he had like a fucking brain blood clot or something in season 3. And it was like, oh shit.
Damn
I guess I shouldn't just drink at the club every night and try and hit on.
No shit, you're a 45-year-old man. You can't be doing that every night.
Instead, I'll soberly hit on women half my age that my parents and friends set me up with that I still manage to fail at every time.
Damn.
I guess I am kind of into that show, but I'm only only into watching those dorks fail. I hate those fucking people. Just imagine going in there and just being like, oh man, like my 37-year-old male friend, I think like we're just not really that good of friends anymore. Like I feel like he needs to show more attention to me as like that was literally a conflict in one episode where it's just like
I want more attention.
We don't hang out. We don't hang out as much. He just wants to be with his longtime girlfriend. And it's like, dude, oh my god, just like, and they have a podcast together. Like, there's this guy, there's.
Well, you don't hang out much in person because you spend time with each other so frequently.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I understand that, not in the aspect of being like 45 years old and doing podcasts and being a nepo baby.
Yeah, but, instead you're cool and 25 years old and doing a podcast.
No, I desperately want to be cool, but the things that I think are cool are not cool, and that's when I lose myself in the sauce, in the dogma of things, because it's like, well, I constantly think, well, what would this person like for me to be? I can be that. I'm amorphous. I can blend around people, but in the act of doing that, I lose sense of myself and I get uncomfortable because I'm not acting like myself and I'm not able to act like myself.
See, there's a certain balance between trying to be true to yourself but then also strategically lying and figuring out when it's actually a good idea to do that. Now, for me, strategic lying should really be used for like things like job interviews.
Yeah, for sure.
And just be like, yes, I want to do this job. I'm happy to work on weekends. And that's my.
Yeah.
Like I know someone is like they kept failing job interviews because they would waffle on the question like, are you willing to work weekends? It's like, just say that you are. Just say that you are willing to work on the fucking weekend. Don't be like, well, I mean, sometimes I'll be available. You're always available. Always say that you're always available.
Even if something comes up and you can't, call out once you have the job.
Yeah, like, holy shit. It's just like...
Like, don't tell them that you're going on vacation for 3 months.
That's helpful lying, because they're a company. They're always lying to everybody. So it's fine. It's a business... Going into business is just different types of lying. Okay? So that's fine. But, like, trying to be, trying to be someone like in say that show Southern Comfort. I keep calling it Southern Comfort.
Sorry.
Fucking garbage whiskey. You know? Should be called Southern Comfort. But yeah,
you should
Southern Calm.
Southern Comfort.
Just Southern Calm.
Hell yeah.
Welcome back to Southern Calm.
You taste the corn in that one?
Yeah. It's our only export. So now we can't export it to Canada. No, but like trying to, I don't know, just trying to like make like a persona for yourself in order for like frivolous, like to try and like make connections, like making.
Yeah, like I long for connection, but I don't know how to make that happen.
When I do first impressions, I'll kind of put on a front of being like, kind of like maybe a little bit of weirdness shines through, but make it mostly just kind of like amicable and like, good first impression, like making jokes, but not too weird jokes.
Sure.
And you do that, and it's like kind of like lying, but it's like a first impression thing. But then if I were to try and keep up my first impression personality through like staying friends with someone and trying to be like, like on the internet I see memes about like, oh, when you use the friend group 1 personality on friend group 2, and it's like, you really shouldn't fucking do that.
No,
like,
I don't do that shit. It's just like...
And I wasn't accusing you of it, but now that you're responding to it,
well,
now it makes me wonder if you do.
I'm more thinking just like, a group setting for me, I can just be me. It's like, I don't give a fuck if there's like 20 people milling around and they see little tiny bits, because nobody's paying attention to me. Like, nobody cares if I'm being weird or awkward in a group of like 20 people. But if it's just like one-on-one, you can't escape that.
No.
You're gonna bungle it. I'm gonna bungle it. on every turn because I'm an idiot and don't have any foresight or planning.
My strategy is usually you have first impression thing where it's just like you just try and look like semi-normal. Don't try too hard to look normal, but like try and be like friendly and stuff. And be like, oh, this guy is like social, cool. And then if you end up staying like friends with a person, or if they're like, you know, part of your social circle, then you can reveal things more about yourself one at a time. Like, oh, I like this music.
That's how I do things.
But, you know, yeah, but once again, it's that tension, because you don't want to immediately go into like, oh yeah, no, my dad tried to beat the shit out of me the other day, but it's cool. You don't want to dip into too
more like I'm actually a freak in every sense of the capacity.
Once again, you don't want to hit that layer.
You don't want to hit anyone immediately off the cuff with, actually, I'm a horny freak.
Yeah. Getting cut immediately.
Too much right off the cuff.
Yeah, and once again, on the podcast. Hey, see, we just got an example of that on the podcast. I'm going to bleep all that out, and then we're going to talk about, hey, layers, one at a time. Although, honestly, sexual layer, that's a thing that you should only reveal in marriage.
Fair enough.
See, that's why despite being an atheist, I still believe in only sex after marriage. Because I don't want to look weird.
I mean, that's your prerogative.
Yeah. Once again, it's kind of a tightrope, and it depends on people.
I mean,
but you don't want to be too reality TV fake.
Well, I mean that's the thing. I'm not, but it's like being demisexual. It's like I only formed romantic connections with people.
He wants to fuck Hercules.
It's like I don't approach any relationship that I've ever made. It's like, okay, this person I want to fuck. That's not how it works with me. So that's not even anything on the table. It's just very hard to like have that gradual build up and then just like.
It's interesting. It's a
new interesting thing for me. I've only kind of been exploring this for like a year at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Only since I realized like, oh, the type of love I feel for people is different from normal. That makes me queer. Okay. Build off of that. Where does my head go when I think about this type of thing? It goes there. Okay. That's really all I've been doing philosophically, learning about myself for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And then you have one Chapel Roan concert, you take mushrooms, you weep. At a certain point in the song, it's like, oh shit, I'm queer as hell.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I wish I hadn't been.
That's the thing, right? I imagine if you're
bullied into not exploring this side of myself at 16, 17.
Yeah, that's why you just don't bring it up to your parents. Your parents don't have to know anything. They
don't know fucking anything about me, on a brain level.
That's another type of lying that's okay. You don't need to bring out all the personal stuff about who you are to your parents.
Yeah. Literally every single time I have, it's gone very poorly.
Now, when it comes to if you're still,
But at the same time, I should have gotten out of the house at 18.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
The fact that it didn't work out for me, I'm sorry, I'm going now.
This advice
I'm going.
This advice is semi-worthless to anyone who isn't living with their parents, but go off.
No, true. This is if you're in my position, and at 18, you had a really bad experience that made you stay at home, go through psychiatric stuff, and not be able to explore, actual stuff about you. It was just all very forefront trauma. That's where I come in. I'm going through the same shit. And I should have gotten out of the house at 18, but I never did. So I have not been able to explore myself to an effective degree. Because I basically got a boot on my back of financial responsibility at this point. It's like, oh, well, everything you have is ours. It's like, okay.
And
I know that. I can't break out of that.
That's a difficult buffer to overcome.
It's a really difficult buffer to overcome because literally I'm constantly always at odds with what I want to do and what my parents want me to do. Which is be bone sober and do this stuff and
I've never heard of that phrase before. Bone sober.
It's not a phrase. It's just what came out in the moment. Be stone cold sober and do
bones. Dude, I don't know. I'm bone sober while playing Jackpocket. Dude, I'm out here bone sober playing Jackpocket in the park.
It's that's not a good existence for me.
No, yeah.
right now. It's because I've never gotten to explore like that rebellious side of myself that's like, no, fuck these systems. I've always felt that way. I've just never been able to express it because I've been beaten down so hard constantly that that's just like not a way that I can think and express myself on the usual.
Yeah.
I get around my friends and I can do that stuff, but that's maybe like just weekend things. And I've kind of niched myself into a groove where, I'll drink to excess and smoke on the weekends and have a blast and be able to get through a weekday, which I feel like is normal. It's just like, I've actually been in a really good mental state with it recently, just because like, I haven't been buying my own weed because I know I'll smoke it. I have only been drinking when we've been playing games, 2 beer minimum, and if there's a party, I'll go crazy. I feel like that's normal. I'm striving towards normalcy rather than like zombifying myself from feeling these kinds of things. And it's like, yeah, I smoked yesterday. My brain's back. I know I'm not a fucking zombie if I smoke once at this point. It's just like, that's not something my parents understand. It's not something they ever will.
Yeah. Once again, my philosophy on parent stuff is someone who did most of it. Is just, you know, you don't necessarily want, like, your parents can only help you so far.
They don't realize that though. They have never realized that they need to let me make my own decisions. And if I fuck up, don't fucking hands off that shit. Let me realize it on my own time.
Yeah, I think that my main philosophy on it is you want to try and get, if you want to try and be your own person, you have to get financial independence from your parents first, at least to an extent. At least to the extent where you're moved out, you know?
It's just been very hard for me to do that up until this point because I have been struggling with addiction. I have been struggling with, like, intense depression. And it's like, I can't afford the things to help me through that on my own. Even if I got a job, I wouldn't be able to afford that and also rent. I wouldn't be able to afford any of that stuff. I hate the idea of imposing myself on anyone.
But still, once again, my philosophy is always just get out.
Yeah, no, I have to get out, and I have an avenue to get out. It's just I can't pay for school on my own. I can't pay for therapy on my own. I can't afford my own place to live. And it's like, if they wanted to, like, prop me up in an apartment and, like, have me get a job and then, like, work my way through, like, slog it out for, like, 2 months until I have financial security, I would do that in a heartbeat. But, like, no, my plan right now is just, like, go off in the summer, make $3,000 doing this forest core stuff, and use that money to fucking establish myself anywhere I want. That's my plan. And I waited way too long to, like, set up that plan just because I had been super depressed. I've been super anxious, super, like, doom and gloom about myself and not thinking about my future. Now that I am thinking about my future, it's just it's too late in the game to really, like, set up anywhere effectively away from my parents. It's like, the window has never opened itself until now, until I've, like, made this plan. That's like, they've had nothing to do with the forestry thing. It's like, that was all me. That's my plan to get out. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know if it's gonna go well, but I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic in my mental health right now. I know more about myself through, like, therapy and being sober than ever before. It's just like, I'm just really taking the long haul approach. Just because my mental's been so bad. I've really taken the reins here, and you're checking your phone. If you would like to...
No, I'm okay.
If you would like to move it along.
No, I was just because I got another text.
Is Callie,
No, she's just, Yeah, no, she's good. Okay. Anyway, my third question is any of this publishable?
Good question.
Yeah. Well, do I need to cut out parts of it? You know, we can discuss that later.
We can discuss that later. I don't care. And anything that I've said is fine by me. I'm just yapping.
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm just yapping I get very few chances to just yap philosophically about my life and my state in the world, so I'm just going off. And I've had a ton of coffee.
Go off, King.
Don't call me King. Call me by my name.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. On-air murder. Watch as two friends Watch as two friends become enemies over the course of 90 minutes.
From friends to enemies to lovers. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll come. On to the next thing.
On Southern Come.
That'd be a great reality TV show.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No.
What was that laugh?
Oh, this is gonna
cut that laugh.
I'll bleep out the laugh. That was so fucking ugly.
Yeah.
That's brutal. Oh my god.
Fuck, dude. Let's cut it.
Yeah.
Next time on whatever the fuck this is I don't know. You take over.
Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll take over now. I totally ran out. Oh man, yeah. This is a good podcast for gripes.
Yeah.
This is the gripe podcast. I thought I'd have a gripe section on to the next thing.
I'm a great griper. If ever you want me on to just gripe about things, I'm the guy. I'm the person. I'm the fella.
This is good. There has to be something in here.
There has to be something salvageable.
There has to be, yeah. But yeah, no, things going bad, but they can work out. Oh, yeah. And you can still have plans even when stuff goes wrong.
With optimism and self-love and yourself to fall back on, take the risk. You never know what can happen. The risk is worth more years of fucking downtrodden servitude.
Yeah.
That's my final statement.
Yeah, my final I don't know. I don't got shit. I got to invest in corn.
Corn's
invest in corn
only
and
going up.
Invest in corn and gambling, I guess.
Invest in Jackpocket, invest in corn.
Yeah.
Get in deep to their inner sanctum and then hit the self-destruct button from within.
That's right.
See what happens.
I was talking about investing. I'm becoming a bit of an investor myself. So, but the things I see are stable or scams. If you can invest directly into scams, corn and gold.
Yeah, gold only appreciates in value. Listen to the Ron Swanson method.
Yeah.
Bury your gold. Bury your fake gold. And just live your life.
Yeah.
Don't let anyone tell you how to live your own life. Nobody should ever have a say on what your life is like.
Yeah, they shouldn't have a say in who you are.
Unless they
develop who you are separate from your parents.
Yes, because if you don't, you'll be an anxious, horrible mess.
As with anyone in this country, get money and get out. That's all I gotta say. Get some fucking money and get out. Whatever bad situation you think you're in, sometimes you just gotta get money and get out.
And it could always be worse.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe next time we can talk some shit about hustle culture, because I'm not talking about fucking hustle, like fucking hustle shit here, but like, yeah, get money, get out. And thank you for listening. This has been, this is Southern Com. No,
this has been Southern Com.
The podcast about Southern comfort, about Southern hospitality, about Southern... All right, I'm done. We're out.
Yeah, goodbye.
Did that stop it? No.